Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We finally got a winner.
Yes, this is the season finale of the Challenge All Stars season 1. I'm sure it's season 1 because I think they did good enough. They did well enough to have a second season.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And the way they was talking about it, like season one, and even at the end, they alluded to if you coming for the crown, you gotta at me,
Yeah.
bro. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they have a season two.
Definitely. So let's get started. So it picks right back up where last episode ended. They are on the road, like not on the road, on the trail. Right after they ate the peppers, everybody is still breaking down. Darrell called for a medic. Jimmy is just like down and out, about to pass out. And but I told you they was like kind of gonna fake us out when they ended with Darrell calling for a medic. I was like, he ain't about to quit. And so I was like, I'm sure he got right back up, which he did.
Yeah, Kellyanne was like, "You don't need no medic. Let's go."
Yeah, she did. She was like, no medic for you. Let's go. You can, once you ain't my partner, call for the medic. Okay. She want the money.
She said she pulled her, was like, "Let's go."
Yeah, she did. And Jimmy is partners with Mark. And I don't really know. Mark might have been before my time. Like, I don't really remember him being on Challenge. I don't really remember. So I thought in my head, I was like, he would be like more like a Zach type of partner, but he's not. He wasn't yelling at Jimmy. He was just like letting her be sick and throw up, and he wasn't like upset, which I appreciated.
Yeah, I knew Mark wasn't a bad partner. I think the last season he was on, was it not Rivals or Free Agent? Whatever his last season was, he was like he never was voted into like any elimination besides that one time we had to go against Bananas. I think it was Bananas. So that was like the first time anybody ever voted for him because he was always, nice with everybody. So I mean, I think that's part of his strategy too. Like besides his little spat with Kendall, I think he always was pretty, cool. That's why, people call him like the Godfather.
Yeah.
Not just because yeah, he just know how to play the game.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't really know what Mark's personality would be as a teammate, but I think he did pretty well. Yeah, I think he did really good. Yeah, so like I said, Darrell was sick, but he got back up and they keep on trekking. At the end of checkpoint 4, Kellyanne and Darrell came in first. Yes, and Anissa came in second. Easy and Johnny came in third. Alton and Ruthie came in fourth, and Mark and Jimmy came in fifth because, like I said, Jimmy was having like a breakdown because they had her eat them peppers.
Yeah.
But I mean, everybody did pretty well considering they had ate those peppers. Easy was telling Johnny, slow down. he couldn't do it. He was like, you can slow down a little bit. Like, but it is like this wasn't the case where it's a marathon, not a sprint. No, this is actually a sprint. You need to come on.
And like I think he knew at that point that yeah, Easy already knew this was his game to lose. So I mean, at that point he was just like, wherever I place is fine, but I'm honestly,
Yeah. Yeah, so once they get to the 5th checkpoint, Jimmy is saying, she can do whatever as long as she don't have to eat again. So of course we know something about to happen. So they get to the 5th checkpoint, and now they got their scores for those. They got their points for first to fifth, and Kellyanne has come in fifth. I'm sorry, Kellyanne has come in first for the past 3 rounds. So she started at the bottom, but she has really racked up the points within the past couple of checkpoints. At checkpoint 5, we get to switch partners for the last time because there's only one partner left for each person. So the new partner pairs are Darrell and Anissa, Alton and John A, Jimmy and Easy, Yes and Ruthie, and Mark and Kellyanne. Jimmy is the least happy about being partnered with Easy. She never wants to be partnered with Easy, and then she got him for her last round, so she is like super upset.
Yeah, she was very adamant, and they did the clip so that she's like, I didn't want Easy. I would never want Easy. If this was a boy girl final, I don't want Easy, and then she get Easy. And yeah,
I mean, everybody had everybody, so right after they switch partners, they do like a short run. The run wasn't really important for this. They just had to run to the next station. They do a short run to the next station, which is them eating a giant plate of food. They thought they would just be resting for the night and getting food, but they did get food, but it was like just the I don't know if it's I don't know if he even said they didn't even say what the food was. It was like
Yeah.
a platter of foreign meats. Like one of them looked like bull testicles. I don't know what it was.
They got like this weird eggplant looking thing that was just like girthy, and I
Yeah,
just
it
found
was
it funny how
very.
all of them just like came out there. I was like, "Ooh, we about to eat. It's barbecue." You know, they got the little campfire, and as they
Who
got
said
closer,
that?
huh?
You said who said that?
Like Darrell, when he got up there, he's like, "Oh, we about to eat." They barbecue fuzz. Then he got in there like, "Oh, this is not what I was
Yeah,
expecting." And then it was just funny the way they was eating. And then Mark was like, "Oh, this is gamey." Anybody
yeah,
this is gamey. Yeah, it was just
yeah.
funny.
So they didn't even tell them what kind of meat it is. They just had to like guess what what animal it came from was in it, and then it was in excess. It was like 2-3 pounds worth of meat for each person. So with this checkpoint, you had to each person on the team had a plate. So even if your team members finished, you cannot be checked in until the other team member is finished.
Yeah.
So yeah, so everybody, mostly almost everybody was struggling to eat this food to keep it down. Kellyanne was profusely throwing up. Jimmy didn't even get started until 20 minutes after everybody else because she still was going through it from the peppers. So we didn't even know if she was going to do it. And the only person that seemed to be doing fine to eat everything was Alton. He was eating it like he was at a restaurant that he paid for this meal for.
Delicacy. He
He was
said,
like,
"This is a delicacy. This is,
yeah.
this is my mindset."
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was with a knife and fork and just like cutting it up real nice and neat.
but the way they edited Kellyanne eating it, like the way she was throwing up, she was just like stuffing it in her mouth. And then next thing you know, she just like projectile vomited. It was like all like watery from all the water she'd been drinking. It was just like,
She's trying to get it over with,
yeah.
just like stuff it in there and just get it over with. Yeah, and but everybody else seemed to do good. Ruthie, she didn't really have a hard time because of the taste. I think Ruthie had a hard time because it was so much. Like she was
Yeah.
gonna be like throwing it up because it was gross. She said she used to a lot of those foods, but she said like it just seemed like a lot, and she's really small. Jimmy finally is um looking at her plate like she might eat, but she has not started yet. And Easy tells her, if you do not want to eat this, let me know now.
He pulled a Fessy talking about, "I don't want to eat all this if you're not going to eat it. So let me know now." And
Yeah.
then, because I
Knowing
can eat
he was
it,
trying
but
to,
I'm not going to eat it if you're not going to eat it, type of thing.
yeah. I think he was trying to deflect, like she said, he was trying to deflect the blame off of her. Like, no, you don't want to eat it. Like, I don't think she wanted to eat it either, but he also didn't want to eat it. And he wanted her to be the one to quit. So it could be like he didn't quit, that she quit. So he had to quit, type of thing. And so at the last moment, she decides to stick in it and starts eating. And it's slow going, but she does start eating. So Easy and Jimmy are still in the challenge right now. So the first team to get finished is Mark and was it Mark and Kellyanne?
Yeah, Mark and Kellyanne was the first. Then Johnny and
Now,
Alton came in second. Third was Yes and Ruthie. Fourth was Darrell and Anissa. And then last was Jimmy and Easy, barely making it after like 2 hours.
yeah, so Jimmy and Easy made it out last. It was dark by the time they finished. And I think the overall time was they had been eating for about 2.5 hours, a little over that, by the time everybody finished. They get to lay down for the night. Yeah, they're like on like a platform where one person has to stand up to level out the bed, and the other person lays down on the bed and goes to sleep. And if the person that's standing up falls throughout the night or gets off, then they have to switch places. And so then that person sleeps and the other person stands up. So that's the way they had to do it with their partners for the whole night. Through I think that's one of the easier ways to sleep. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's better than what they did in Double Agents, having to dunk their face in the freezing cold water in the middle of Iceland.
And plus, I found it kind of weird. I don't know if it was just editing or like because a lot of them was just laying around or the campfire while they were still eating. So I don't know if that was just like if it was me, I would have definitely took like a power nap and just like while we just waited for like Jimmy, because when Jimmy and Easy finished, that's when everybody got like on the little seesaw or whatever. So like I said, Mark was just like chilling around the fire. So if I
Then
was
why
them,
they just didn't stay on the ground?
yeah. Well, I knew they wasn't gonna stay on the ground, but while they was on the ground, like I would have took like a nap.
They have to sleep outside for the night. Darrell talks about how this is his first challenge that he's made it to where he's done overnight because generally within the past few years they always kind of do an overnight final, and
Yeah.
he's never made it to a final in the past few years. So he finally gets to experience an overnight final. He does not like it. Kellyanne is complaining. Everybody is freezing cold. But Alton is once again is proven to be a really good partner. Everybody has all the girls that have had him said he was an amazing partner. So that's good. And yes, it's acting like this environment doesn't affect him at all because he hikes, he does this on the daily. So he's just like, this is nothing. He was like, I hike on the side of mountains and sleep outside. So he was not even worried about the cold. He said he's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Yes was just dominating this whole like final.
Yes,
So
hibernate the whole season to conserve his strength, so that when it was time for the final, it was just he could just do it.
we
Do what he
saw
had
it
to
in
do.
like we really saw it in the next part what he said, but we'll get there. But yeah, yes just dominated. It was just yeah. I was
Yeah,
surprised. I was pleasantly surprised by his performance.
yeah, yeah. So then they do a little kind of montage of everybody talking about um what the money will mean to them, what they do with the money. Then we end the night kind of there. The next morning, they are awakened. TJ is on a horse. He comes in, galloping in, um, and he lets them know that their final part of this final, the final part of this final will be individual. So no more teams. The teams are done. They will be scored as individuals, and they have to do a 5-mile hike up to the top of the mountain that they are right next to. And first person to get to the top gets, they're still doing a point system. So it's double points. Give the people at the very back a chance to catch up to the people at the very front. Because if you only have 5 points, I don't know, you still can't catch up. I don't even understand that. If you because the rest of them had like, oh no, I guess yes, you could have. If you only had like 7 points, yeah. If you had about, I guess they must have had at least 7 points, 7, 8 points. So if you had 7 or 8 points and you got first place and you got 10, you could have possibly come out number one. So this was to give a chance for the people at the very back. So he tells them first person to the top gets the most amount of points, and then they'll tally it up from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
So
Alton said it best. Like he knew already because he even said it the night before. He was like, three people are ahead of me. Yes, Darrell and Janae. So that's at this point, it's their game. I'm just helping, Janae, set her up for the best. I mean, honestly, the final was over once the second day started. We knew who was winning. Like, it was no way anybody else would. It was literally between two people at that point. So, well, it was between those three. Yes, Darrell and Janae at that point.
TJ calls the race and blows the horn to get them started, and they take off. Darrell is like gone. He going ahead of everybody. He is just out of here. And Yes is right behind him, but Yes is going slower. And Yes says like, he don't know, he doesn't understand why Darrell is running so fast, because in this instance, it is a marathon, not a sprint, because you'll get tired. It's 5 miles in the heat. You're gonna get tired. And he's like, and I'm gonna go slow and steady and just gain up on you. He
Started
makes sure to break
stripping.
off his twigs for his branches for walking sticks. Like he do this all the time. He know what's what.
He took off his clothes. He was like, I don't need these knee pads. I don't need these socks. I'm gonna overheat. Let me, let me release some of this, stuff off.
Yeah.
Even Mark came up and, started like, they having casual conversation and whatnot.
Yeah.
And Yes was like, all right, Mark, see you later. He got back in that second place.
Yes, he's like, talk to you later. Because like he stopped, he leisurely took off his socks, he took off his pants, he adjusted his shirt, and he's like, let's go. He got on his shorts now. He's like, he don't want to overheat. He said, because if Darrell don't stop and do the same, Darrell is gonna be tired and he's gonna be overheated, he's gonna be washed out because he did not lose some items, some layers. He's going too fast and he's just gonna overwork himself.
Because at first I was worried. I was like, he being a little too confident, but once he said he knew what he was doing, I was like, all right, I'm gonna let you do you. You
Yeah.
got this.
Yeah, so he was slow and steady, and same with Kellyanne. Actually, Kellyanne started from like eighth place or something like that, and she just kept her pace, and she slowly started passing one by one. She was like, "Goodbye, Jimmy. Goodbye, Ruthie." Then she made it past John A too. So he also did like a slow and steady kind of race as well. Um, as they're going, like I said, Darrell is in front of all of them so far ahead, and he don't see nobody behind him, and he just kind of just keep going, mind his business, and just like that, yes, you're right behind him, and it overtakes him, and he's like, where he come from? He's gone, and Darrell's like, that came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And in the very back, the last two people are Easy and Anissa, and they are ninth and 10th place right now. And sorry, they are ninth and 10th place right now. So they decide they really just want to be able to finish this final, and they're going to do it together, and they're going to encourage each other to finish. So
That's it. I
they
don't
don't.
want to hear Anissa talk about this final no more. She finally got in the final. She didn't perform. So people, next season, get on her about, I don't want you in this final because you can't perform. She
I
can't
wish
say I haven't been in the final 20 years. You don't know what I can do. We saw what you can do now at this point.
I wish the final leg of the final was, because like, you know what? Once they did, when they woke up and TJ told them what the last leg was, and he's like, you just got to run up this hill for 5 miles. You could see most of the girls were like, oh man, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I personally, I don't know how much of a chance it gave people that
Yeah,
weren't.
it should have been a male and female winner because like besides third, like pretty much, well,
Yeah.
even before the points got tallied up, half one through like five was all guys. It was
Yeah, I
literally
don't.
all the guys up there first.
Yeah, I don't think it gave the women much of a chance for that to just be the end all of John A was 3. And you
Yeah,
telling me like just running up this hill, I personally think they should have done, yes, do the 5 mile hike, but in between this hike, stop checkpoints. Like not for point, not for points, but you can't pass until you complete this checkpoint. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I feel like even if they did checkpoints, yes, still would have won.
I
Like
mean, I'm just
regardless.
saying that would have made it more of a level. So like
Yeah, but I think
you get 1/3 in, there's a puzzle here. You got to complete it, and you cannot go until you complete it. Not you don't get any points for it, or you cannot go, you can't move until you complete this, and vice versa. So if you're good at that, you can go.
yeah, but I think to make it fair, I mean, I'm not against checkpoints, but I feel like they did enough checkpoints so they would have had added a checkpoint. But I think they should either did 1, 2, 3 get a prize or overall male and overall female to make it fair. Because like I said, when all of them got up there, literally it was
Yeah.
1 through 5, like was all the guys pretty much, and then the girls started to come. So definitely like for people like John Day and like Kellyanne who worked hard, to get up there, you know. But I say all that to say this either way it goes. Anissa, I don't want to
I
hear
mean,
you
I'm
talk
not
about
saying
this.
Lisa or Easy could have caught up. I just think it was
Yeah,
unfair to the women that were at the top that were over most of those boys. It was
yeah,
unfair that they would be able to get ahead of them in that sense. I mean, they didn't in the final overall tally, but you know what I
yeah,
mean. So I
yeah,
just think it should have been something to break up going up a 5 mile hike with men who are stronger than them in that sense.
yeah.
But yeah, so they are going, like I said, Yes is now in front of Darrell. He snuck up, he took the lead, and he is just, he's not way ahead. Darrell can still see him,
Yeah.
but he can also see the end goal, so it's not like he can really overtake him. So Yes ends up crossing the finish line first. And I was happy. I'm happy with that win. I would have been happy if Darrell won as well. So
Mhm.
Yes is first, Darrell is second. Right behind Darrell is Mark.
And
And
then
then
out.
after Mark is Alton. After Alton is Kelly Ann. Then is Janae. Then it's Ruthie, Jimmy at the same time.
Yeah.
And then last is Easy, then Anissa. So
Mhm.
those are the top 10. Those are the 10 placement finalists, with Yes being an overall winner, winning all the money with $500,000.
Yeah. And then coming in second was Darrell. Johnny and Kellyanne came in third.
Yeah, overall,
Mark
yeah,
came in
the
fifth.
five
Alton came
between.
in sixth. Jimmy and Ruthie came in at seventh. Big Easy came in at Anissa came in at ninth. Big Easy came in at 10th. I'm really proud of Johnny. I'm
Yeah,
really
she did
proud
good.
of
She could have
Jimmy.
won. I think she could have won if they would have did it more fair. I really do. I mean, it was fair. I think it was fair all the way through until that last portion. I feel like if they would have did puzzle, math problem, something stupid, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think she could have pulled something through and she could have won. But to do a straight run, I think that's what, because when they said that, when TJ said that, John A was like she looked like kind of like, okay, I guess that's it. Which I agree. I mean, there's nothing you can do at that point. But hopefully she come back and then she could probably win. But now people see what she can do. She ain't a sleeper no more. So,
Yeah.
like it was a surprise. Like, oh, we don't have to take her out because we ain't worried about her. But now if people see this, it's like they might be like, yeah, we got to get her out of here.
Yeah.
But
And you
overall, I thought this was a good season. I really liked this final. It was interesting. The whole final was interesting, especially the first half. The
Yeah,
second
this is
half,
probably one of the better finals they had in a long time. Like
yeah,
honestly,
it's
it
because
was
of the weather.
amazing. It was, it was a lot of variables going into place.
What
Definitely when they
in
were
this
switching
one?
out partners too. So that made it interesting too.
You said there was a lot of variables in place for this one.
Yeah, because you never knew who your well, I mean, you knew who your partner was, but you had to decide like who your partner would be, and then you have to think of the checkpoint that you're doing. This was like one of the better finals, I think, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was one of my favorite finals. This reminded me of the finals for back in the day. It was
Yeah,
just very interesting, and I really like it. That's why I said they need to go back to a warm climate where they could swim, do swimming challenges and stuff like that. I mean, they did these swimming challenges in the past double agent, but it was like in these wetsuits, they couldn't be in the water for long before everybody freeze to death. It wasn't fun at all. You know what I mean? I mean, it was
yeah.
fun, but I feel like it could be more entertaining in the warm climate. I don't want to see a bunker. I just want them to be in a house like they were now, like in a house, a log cabin, nice, a pool. Like I
When
don't want.
they're happy, I feel like when they're happy, a lot more drama happens, a lot more
Yeah,
things happen. But when you're in a bunker, you're cold, you're sleeping on rocks.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just
I want it like that. Yeah, back from back in the day. But that's why this one was so good.
overall it was a good season. It was good seeing a lot of these players. It was good to get in a reintroduction to some of them.
Yes. So, guys, thank you so much for watching our channel. Thanks for watching the final All Stars with us. So, we'll see you on our next video.
See you guys.